So it is. So it is. We're here in the WWE. It took us a long time. It took us a long time to get here. We got championships like none other. We beat out the Wheelchair Mafia as the new wheelchair take team in all of wrestling history because we took the titles. We're going to take the WWE titles, Raw, SmackDown, it don't matter. Yeah. We got exactly what we want. Killer Kyle, Raymond Jennings, and Dogboy Mean Man are going to destroy everybody in the business in the WWE because that's who we are. Tell 'em, Killer.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if it's the New Day, if it's Rude and Ziggler, if it's Pretty Deadly, if it's MSK, Girls with Young Veterans, Legado del Fantasma, whichever one of those guys is going to end up NXT Tag Team Champions, or any other promotion, or any other tag titles, don't matter. We will become the most decorated wheelchair tag team ever in wrestling.
Hell yeah. Because you know something, we're going to get what we want when we get into this company, and that's the bottom line. That's what the way it is, because we are vicious
and delicious,
and we are coming for you.
Yeah.
Here, this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to a very special Wheels of Fury. Well, it's WrestleMania, but
WrestleMania once again. Yes, it's that time of year once again for WrestleMania, and last year was certainly interesting, you know, hype up to WrestleMania last year, you know, gonna be at Raymond James Stadium, and they do the whole thing talking about WrestleMania being at Raymond James Stadium, have Rhea Ripley go to Raymond James Stadium and look around, and they have this whole backstory of FCW and how it was in Tampa, Florida, and it was this kind of beat up, stingy, dark food storage area, like a big storage room, essentially. Not the best setup for a training facility, if you will, and then end up getting into a building and, you know, doing live shows and, you know, a lot of big names that you see now in WWE came from FCW, and then of course, you know, as FCW transitioned into NXT and carry on from that, you know, FCW to NXT and so on and so forth.
yeah.
And, you know, the big build up for 14 months, and then, you know, circumstances change, COVID comes along, and you're literally 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and it's like, well, we can't have WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium, so we'll just have it at a performance center. So in the 14 days leading up to WrestleMania, they quickly had to adapt, change things on the fly, get things over to the performance center, set up things for WrestleMania there, and then of course, you know, they did the Boneyard match, they had the wild Firefly Funhouse match lead into this year, and it's like, alright, we're back in business, we're going to be at Raymond James Stadium, it's going to be, you know, limited singles tickets, limited combo packs, and so we are going to get WrestleMania at Raymond James Stadium just a year later.
Yeah, and I think that last year when you had Riddle go on to the Raymond James Stadium, and then of course it happened and it all turned to shit. It's unfortunate that that happened, but the importance of staying safe and staying healthy is much more important, I think, and it's going to happen this year, and I'm so looking forward to it. I mean, and we've said this a lot in the past few weeks, is that we need to get back to business.
Yes.
That's the slogan for WrestleMania this year, back in business.
Yeah.
Which is true. I mean, you can't hide forever.
No.
You can do things safe. And I know that this time last year, when we did WrestleMania predictions, I was leaving, and you know what, I'll be honest, I was scared shitless.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure everybody by now has gotten sick and tired of, you know, oh, we're in a pandemic and we're in a quarantine for 6 months, and then we're out of quarantine. We're able to do things, you know, wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance, live your life as well as you possibly can. Oh, then get into Christmas, and after Christmas, go into another lockdown for 3-4 months. And now here we are in April, and we're in another lockdown. But at the same time, it's like, they might say as he was scared shitless. It's like, it's another one of those things where it's like, okay, you go back to when there was the whole Y2K thing. Oh, the year 2000, computers are going to shut down, and, you know, people are going to go mad, and people are going to go nuts, and all this other shit. And nothing happened.
No.
Fast forward, SARS pandemic. Everybody's freaking out, worried, scared, beyond belief, out of their minds. People are dying and all this other stuff. Within a year, it was forgotten about. H1N1, same thing. People got all in a hubbub, all in a kerfuffle, all in a panic.
Yeah.
But then, you know, there's a vaccine for H1N1. I think there might have been a vaccine for SARS. A year later, forgotten about. This one may take a little bit longer to forget about, but, I mean, yeah, it's a moment in history, but that's all it is.
It's not that you shouldn't be scared, it's that you have to look at, okay, we're living our lives now, we're not afraid, but we're going to do things safely. And that's exactly what's going on this year at WrestleMania, is we're going to do things safely. And yes, it is different. That's just the way it is.
Like, if you go around being in fear, it's not gonna go well. You're gonna be miserable. Nobody's gonna want to be around you. You're not gonna be around anyone. It's like, oh, stay away from me, don't touch me, 6 feet apart. It's like, okay, chill, relax.
Yeah.
Don't
But
go psycho.
in any case, this year is going to be stacked again. It's going to be 2 nights, but I think these matches are going to be very cool, and we have a lot to talk about. There might be a few heated discussions, but who knows?
That's what makes these things fun.
Yeah.
Definitely unpredictable when none of us know what the other's going to say, and, you know, just feelings, thoughts, ideas come out and just go from there.
Alright, so at the first match, we're going to do a SmackDown Women's Championship match. We've got the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair versus the Boss, Sasha Banks.
You know, when Bayley and Sasha went their separate ways, you know, Bayley turned heel. Them two were partners for a while. You know, they were the women's tag team champions. Sasha had the Raw title, and you know, Bayley, they both wanted to be tag team champions and women's champions of Raw and SmackDown. It was like, okay, cool, whatever. Then they split. They go their separate ways. Sasha's excelled doing her own thing. Bayley's excelled doing her own thing. But this right now is the best Sasha Banks we have seen since Paige, Becky, and Charlotte team bad, and
yeah,
you know, that whole thing. 2011 was it? 12?
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly. And you know, and I believe Sasha brought it up too. It'll be the first time that two African American women were in the title picture facing each other. I mean, Sasha's half black, that's besides the point. And, you know, I look at Bianca Belair and I think, yeah, she may not have been anyone's first choice.
Nah.
You know, but she's really come into her own. And I think for SmackDown, she can deliver. Now, she did a very passionate speech before a match a few weeks ago. I thought that was great. So she's starting to get better as time goes on. So there's that. Now you've got Sasha Banks. Now she's always hit and miss because she could do amazing promos.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But then she can turn into the child, or I don't know, just act like a child, a preteen, if you will. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I mean, she is a good wrestler. I know that she has had some really good matches. I know that I've shit on her a few times, but to her credit, the matches that she has had made a lot. It was awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you look at the Hell in a Cell match with Sasha and Bayley. That was freaking epic.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, and you had to have Sasha win.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't really think the transition for Sasha wouldn't have went as well with them two splitting if Bayley had kept the title. I think Sasha beating her and winning the title more or less confirmed that, you know, Sasha didn't need Bayley, Bayley needed Sasha.
right.
And, you know, Sasha has done amazing things on her own, you know, way back in the days of NXT. Yeah, there's that group with Charlotte and Summer Rae, but after that, she flourished in NXT. You know, NXT Women's Champion had outstanding matches against a laundry list of people, you know. And, you know, when Bayley won the title from Sasha, when I think they both were going on to the main roster, Sasha getting the title from Bayley in that Hell in a Cell match was kind of like a full circle thing, almost.
So, yeah. And I know that you had some words in a rant video that you did about when she had said that she was crying on her hotel room floor because she lost the match or she didn't want to be a part of the tag team match. I can't remember.
Well, you know, this was when Bayley and Sasha lose the championships to the Iconics.
Yeah.
And I had heard that, Sasha was, really upset and despondent and, all this other stuff. And yes, I went off on a rant about it. Only to find out sometime later, watching the 24 about Sasha, where she said that she was starting to not feel like herself. She had, been on the road for 7 years, I'll call it, and, spending a lot of time as Sasha Banks, and not really spending any time as Mercedes.
Yes.
And, she was, and not in the right place mentally. Had the match, they lost the match. And she even said herself, like, after the match, she was, backstage, mingling with everyone, finished, watched the show, finished watching the show, and, she basically poo-pooed on those rumors. And, I had said that, I commend Sasha Banks for, recognizing that, she wasn't in the right mental headspace.
Yeah.
She was unhappy with the way things were going for her in WWE at the time. So she decided to step away, take some time off, just do her own thing for a little while. She even, went to Japan for a little while and trained with, is it Miko Satomura? Or somebody.
Yeah.
And, kind of rekindled her love for WWE. And then, she makes a return on the Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think so.
And, slaps Natalya, takes off the wig, shows she's got the blue hair, takes off from there. And, that all reminds me of when we were talking about, you got these people that, were, quote-unquote, on all the time, in character all the time, 24/7, in front of the cameras, in front of a live audience, out in public, anywhere and everywhere they went, they were in character. But then, basically, once they got, in the hotel room or, in private, it's like, okay, I can relax, turn the switch off, and be myself.
Yes.
And how, for a lot of people, it went really wrong. And it was starting to feel that way for Sasha. And she recognized it and was like, I need a break. I need some time to myself. I need to get my, be in my happy place, if you will, and just be me.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about being Sasha Banks. Not have to worry about, being happy, smiling and laughing, and whatever else I can, being on all the time, if you will, and just be me.
Yeah.
And, when she was talking about that match at WrestleMania, she was like, oh yeah, I was, out there and smiling and, looking like I was happy, but behind, mentally she was not even there. She was like blank, and it's like, they say the biggest smiles hide the most pain, or something along those lines.
No, that's exactly right. But in any case, I think that it'll be an interesting match. Do I think Bianca will go over? Yeah,
not likely.
Not likely. It would be interesting if she did, but yeah, I'm gonna say Sasha's gonna retain.
I mean, as much momentum as she's gotten and has, appearing at the Royal Rumble, winning the Royal Rumble, having matches against Bayley, finally beating Bayley, and, building a lot of momentum and heading into WrestleMania, and, when she was on NXT, she absolutely killed it. Did a phenomenal job. Had many amazing matches on NXT. She had matches against Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship, came up short.
Yeah.
And then, so she's now got a shot at a Women's Championship again, but this time for SmackDown. But it's like, she's only been in WWE for 2 months.
Yeah.
And, like I said previously, as soon as she came onto the SmackDown roster, they strapped her, jetpacked her back and, sailed her to the moon. But it shouldn't be too much too soon.
Right.
I don't got any problem with Bianca being a women's champion at some point. I just don't see now being the time. Bianca's a great talent. She's got unlimited potential. She's got untapped potential. She's got a very bright future. I just think she should hold off on the championship for now.
Do this, and that's the biggest championship there is. So I got Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. And I have to. Why the fuck do you have to do this? Like, seriously. Okay. Drew McIntyre goes into WrestleMania last year. He beats Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. So, that's fine. Okay. Now, you have Bobby Lashley. He's there. He comes in and thanks to MVP for making these 3 guys relevant. That's fine. Now, Drew McIntyre was the WWE Champion. And okay, he lost it to Randy Orton. That was bullshit, in my opinion. Well, then he won it back. Well, then what happens? He loses the fucking thing to Miz. Yes, Miz was Money in the Bank. We're not even going to talk about that right now. So, Miz is Money in the Bank. Then he loses it to Lashley. The fact of the matter is, you have a lot of talent, but now you gotta go through McIntyre. Because you've got Sheamus, you could have had a 4-way. Think about that. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Bobby Lashley, and whenever he wants to return, or is going to return, Keith Lee. I don't know how far off he is, how injured he is, but if you would have kept the title on Drew, think about it, he would have been the champion for a whole year.
Yeah.
At least till WrestleMania. But you fuck it up always, and that's just the way you do things.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It really, really sucks. And I'm going to say Bobby Lashley, not because I don't want Drew to be the champion again. But the fact is, you keep the title on Lashley. Lashley can do a lot more than what he's doing now. And he's got a lot more people that he can wrestle. But you take the belt off of him now, then you screwed up big time. There is no going back. You fuck it up. And that's the way you see things. And it's stupid. It should never have happened. And I like Drew McIntyre. Don't get me wrong. But this match should have never took place.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre going for the WWE Championship again. It's like, is it really necessary? I mean, if you're going to have McIntyre in the title picture again, could have waited another few months. I mean, was it going to be a good match? Sure. But, like, I mean, he only lost the title at Elimination Chamber, which was February. And here we are now in April, so I mean, 2 to 3 months. And I mean, they're really pushing Drew McIntyre, which I got no problem with. It's just, give him a break from the championship for a little bit.
just doesn't make any fucking sense. It really doesn't. And again, it's nothing to take away from Drew McIntyre, but you had a lot more people that could have went against Lashley at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
So now we got this match. Don't know why it happened. Don't know how it happened, but we have to have a gimmick match. We have to have a celebrity match.
Miz and Morrison.
Oh, yes.
Against Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
That's right. Damian Priest is a professional wrestler. Bad Bunny is just a rapper that wanted to be a wrestler. To have Bad Bunny versus The Miz one-on-one would have been a huge mistake. This way, now you have this match with Miz and Morrison versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. And the things that they're doing with Priest right now are fine.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to eventually have a push of some kind. Because one of the things that, happen sometimes when they come to the main roster, if you will, is that they don't get pushed at all. Then they get pushed to the sideline.
Yeah, basically.
But I don't want that to happen with Damian Priest. The guy comes in from Ring of Honor. He had a stellar career there.
Yeah.
And did a lot of great things in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't win the NXT championship, but he was North American champion.
Yeah.
So now he's over here on Raw, and that's fine. Now, Miz and Morrison, yeah, they're a good tag team. They're a goofy tag team. It is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen Bad Bunny wrestle, or whatever, and that's fine. He, can hold his own.
Well, clocking Miz with a punch, diving off the top rope. Yeah, okay, he can do some things, but as far as, wrestling,
Yeah.
If he's been training at the Performance Center, cool, but it's how this match is gonna go.
Yeah.
I hope you don't get killed.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't want to see a Damian Priest heel turn. I don't think that's going to happen anyway.
No, that won't happen.
But, yeah, I'm going to say Miz and Morrison, as much as I'm not a fan of them either. It's just, you just threw a celebrity into the fire again.
Okay, that speech he gave on Raw was very passionate. He kind of stumbled through it, but, very passionate, very heartfelt, very meaningful, though he did a lot of it in
Spanish.
We kind of have to go with the story to kind of translate what he said into English. And, you could tell he really he meant what he said. Going into WrestleMania, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens.
Yeah.
Now, I don't really know if a win in this tag match would benefit Priest any. I really don't. Miz and Morrison, they're just your quintessential goofy bad guys like they were friggin' 8-9 years ago when they were doing the dirt sheet and calling friggin' the clones, the colons, and shit like that. And, hey, hop, hop, and all that. But it's what's this gonna do? Okay, you're putting Bad Bunny over. You maybe put Priest over as well. Other than that, it's
pretty much, yeah. It don't make sense.
On to this match. It's interesting how it all came about. I don't know what the end result's gonna be, but we got Cesaro against Seth Rollins.
Ah, yes. Very good match indeed. This is gonna be. I mean, you have these two guys. We talked about Ring of Honor in the last match. These two guys had been in Ring of Honor before. Claudio Costami played in Tyler Black.
Yes. Claudio Costami back.
Claudio Castagnoli.
Yes.
And they've, and it's unfortunate that Cesaro has been shit on as he has been since he came into the WWE. One U.S. title run, and then of course the tag titles. That.
Yeah, I mean, he had like one singles title and the tag titles. As far as I'm concerned, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy doesn't count.
No.
So I mean, he's a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He's very talented. He's well spoken, and yeah, some tag titles and the U.S. title. But it's like, where are you going with them now? Like,
yeah, and I mean this match is going to be interesting too. I mean, Seth Rollins came back. He brought back the Burn It Down theme. But he's still like the Messiah type dude, so
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how this match goes because, again, two very unique wrestlers in themselves. To pick a winner, I do want to see Cesaro go over. I mean,
yeah,
it's about fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, Cesaro hasn't really had a whole lot of momentum. I mean, sure. Him and Nakamura together were a great team. Never really went anywhere.
No.
Cesaro on his own can do amazing things, and I mean, again, sky's the limit for him, but, do something with him. Like, he's been a champion before, he can be a champion again.
Yeah.
By either U.S. title or fucking... Hell, put the goddamn Intercontinental title on him if you want.
There you go.
I don't care, but, like, do something with him.
Right.
Maybe not necessarily, a heavyweight championship material, but he's got potential to be a champion no matter what.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, dude, give it to him.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah. To the United States Championship match. We've got the King of Bros, Matt Riddle versus Sheamus.
Yeah.
So yeah, Matt Riddle is definitely the 2000, whatever you want to call this fucking decade of Rob Van Dam.
2020s.
Yeah, pretty much. And then of course you got Sheamus. I don't know why you're putting Sheamus in the United States title picture. I said in the last match he should be put in the WWE title picture, but what the fuck do I know, really?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a good match? I don't know. I think that Sheamus has a lot more years and he's a lot more physical than Matt Riddle. I don't get the stupid birds that come off of his feet. The animated shit doesn't work. I don't know. I mean, I think Matt Riddle's a good comic relief.
Yeah.
I guess. But other than that, well, I want him to prove more. Like,
yeah. I mean, the whole thing with they digitally put in does as he kicks off his sandals. It's as ridiculous as, oh, his entrance are so nice, we gotta see it twice. Like, stop fucking showing a replay of his entrance. It's cool, we get it. Fuck off! Anyway.
yeah.
I mean, this match, I don't get. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's for the U.S. title, fine, but like, does really anybody care? Probably not.
I don't.
I mean, I don't see Sheamus winning this match anyway, so I mean...
Yeah, I don't either. I want to, but I don't, because, let's face it, why are you putting him in a mid-card again?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
But, anyway.
The Intercontinental Championship, and talking about the last match with Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Apparently, Big E is going to defend the Intercontinental title again against Apollo Crews, but this time in a Nigerian drum fight. Huh?
Don't know what the hell it is, and I've made my bones about how they're really fucking with Apollo's character. The guy's American. Why do you put a Nigerian accent on him? I don't care about his heritage. And you don't see me put on a Polish or German accent, so, you know, that's fucking useless. A Nigerian drum match, I don't know what that is, and it's not going to be explained to us until probably tonight.
Most likely.
But, I mean, Big E has really held his own since he's broken off with the New Day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
His promos are passionate. He's just, you know, a really believable champion. The fact of the matter is that Apollo Crews, yeah, he is a good heel, but the way they went about it is so wrong. I just don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. Now, they had a match at Fastlane. Obviously, Big E won.
Yeah.
Why not put the title? If you know what? Put up or shut up. WrestleMania, put the title on Apollo.
Yeah, I guess. And you know, okay, you have him turn heel and embrace his Nigerian roots, but it's like, was the accent necessary?
No.
I mean, okay, he says a quote that his grandfather would say in the Nigerian accent. That's cool, but then you keep it going from there? You really are a reverse Kofi Kingston. What the fuck?
Fucking doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I still say Apollo. Because if you don't put the title on Apollo Crews now, then you might as well fucking scrap it.
Well, I really don't give a shit if Big E retains or Apollo wins. Move on.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, this is almost 2007? Have like 20 goddamn rematches for a championship, or just rematches of a match in general. Like, this is what, 5 now?
Yeah, I know.
Move the fuck on!
Hell yeah. Here's an idea. Get Triple H to come out and call out Apollo Crews about his accent.
Meh.
Take Team Turmoil match, and it's going to be on night 1. Night 2, the winner of that match is going on to face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Take Team titles. So you've got the Sexy Muscle Friends, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Yeah, no, that's not their official team name. It is now. Yeah, they're gonna.
It is according to us.
Yeah, they're going to take on Naomi and Lana, and they're going to take on
Tamina and Natalia and the Riott Squad.
Yes. Liv Riott and Liv Morgan.
Wow. This match, again, kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, will it be a good match? I'm sure it will, but it's like, they're almost getting desperate for contenders for the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
I mean, who else can you put the titles on? Like, really nobody. So, like, okay, we got, these 4 women, or these 8 women. Let's put them together in a match. I mean, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose have done fairly well for themselves. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan have done fairly well for themselves. After reuniting, Naomi and Lana have done okay, just becoming a team. Natalya and Tamina, welcome back to relevancy. And,
yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Riott Squad or Tamina and Natalya. Because the Riott Squad definitely need the titles. They should have the titles. And Tamina and Naomi fucking the titles! Tamina Snuka has been in the WWE for 12 years or so.
yeah.
And she's never had a title. Never had a title. It's so pathetic. I just don't understand why she's there. I really don't. And fucking Natalya. I never liked Natalya as a wrestler. I really didn't. And I thought her personality was shit. But yeah, she has had a few title reigns.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and then you got the Riott Squad, who desperately should have, I say desperately, but they should have the titles. Those two have went through so much in the past 2 years, well, almost 2 years, that if you put the titles on them, that would be one of the best things ever, in my opinion.
Yes.
But fucking do something!
Yeah, I mean, Natalya hasn't done jack shit since who the fuck knows. Tamina hasn't done a goddamn thing since she parted, since Team Bad, basically. When the fuck Tamina didn't leave WWE years ago is beyond me. So, yeah. Either finally give Tamina her moment in the sun and give another title to Natalya, or Riott Squad, either one of those two teams. And that's nothing against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, Lana and Naomi, for that matter. I just think Lana and Naomi need to go for longer as a team.
Yeah.
And Mandy and Dana, I kind of want more from them.
You know, I agree with that. I think they definitely can do more.
Yes.
It's just that they haven't been around long enough, and if they haven't had the titles now, then I want to see more matches, and who the hell knows? Maybe you have a match at SummerSlam to get the titles.
Maybe.
Because right now it doesn't seem possible for those two.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.